Greetings, 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 y'all. Happy Tuesday. Pardon me, I may have to put my glasses on because I am phenomenally 50 plus. I can't see little font. So this is what I want you to do. First of all, I'm going to welcome you. I'm going to come on my phone to make sure that I don't miss any comments or anything like that during our time together. Make sure that everything is everything with this. Okay, but don't say that. Let me go to the Facebook because I can't see anything. Okay, let me see. Oh, and indeed I am. Okay, very good. Okay, so welcome, y'all, ladies, sisters, goddesses. It's a serious matter. It is a very serious matter, okay? But even in that serious matter, we do not have to suffer in this serious matter. And that's why I'm here today. I'm here because one thing that I have been commissioned, and that's part of my purpose, and I keep hearing it over and over in my mind, is go to the people. Go serve the people. So I am here to serve you all on this evening. So this is what we're going to do. First of all, you joining me live. I have to put my glasses on now. You're joining me live. Then I want you to type below where you are tuning in from. I want to make sure that you can hear me, that you can see me okay. So if you can, go ahead and put that in the chat. I also want you to let me know where you are tuning in from. I am here in Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, in the A. So let me know where you're tuning in from. I have to bring up my phone. I'm live broadcasting on 3 different platforms at one time because it is all about serving the people. Okay, can I see on that? I can't see like that because I am. Okay, there we go. Okay, and I can tell that there is a bit of a delay. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. Okay, so before we get in, let me ask you something. For those of you who are fabulously over 40, and I'm speaking directly to the women, directly to the ladies, directly to the sisters, directly to the goddesses, okay? For those of you who are fabulously over 40, have you ever wondered, will this phase of my life be over? You know that phase I'm talking about. That phase of the hot flashes, the night sweats, my sleep, my brain fog, my feeling overwhelmed, my feeling overworked, my feeling underrepresented, my feeling of underappreciated. Have you ever wondered, will this phase of my life be over? Have you ever wondered, for those of you who may be experiencing 1 to 10 of those things that I share with you, because some people have told me, oh, yes, Dr. Michelle, I checked the box, the box, the box, the box, all of them, honey, all of them, the box that says all of the above. Have you ever wondered if you could find some relief? Have you ever wondered if you could go to the right place, not just to get questions answered, but to find the real solution that will work for you? Have you ever wondered if you would get a good night's sleep again? Have you ever wondered if the hot flashes would stop? Have you ever wondered if you would be interested in intimacy again? Have you ever wondered if the desire would come back? If that is you, you are in the right place. So tonight, this is what we're going to talk about. This is midlife and menopause mastery. All right. It's just a conversation. It's just me and you. Sis, it's just me and you. So at any point that you have a question or a comment, I have it pulled up here on my phone so that I can see the questions and comments, because this is a conversation. It is not a presentation. So Who am I and why am I talking about this? I, of course, am Dr. Michelle Clay, and that is Michelle like Obama, Clay like Cassius. I am both a physician and a certified holistic health counselor and clinical nutritionist. I am an alchemist. I am an herbalist. My purpose is that of a healing helper. I have been working in the capacity of blending the knowledge of conventional medicine with the wisdom of ancient healing practices for now almost 20 years. I have helped countless both men and women before I reached this fabulously over 40 situation. I have helped countless men and women do things such as through holistic means, through herbs, plant technology, food, body energy repair, just making that connection, release stress. And with the release of the stress, being able to sleep better, being able to think better, being able to have better relationships, being able to come down on their medications for diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol, and even some relief with their thyroid and some cancers. But I am not an expert in oncology. I'll refer that out. But that is who I am. I am the continuation of my great grandfather's work, Frank Black, who was the healer in his community of Kokomo, Indiana. Many of the herbal formulations that he prepared for the people, he grew in the backyard of my great grandparents' house, which was they called the Victory Garden. Not only did it feed them food and at times help feed people in the community during the Depression, but also that is where he grew herbs to make his balms and salves and tinctures, especially for people of African descent, the melanated people, the African Americans in this country at that time. That's not what we were referred to. When they could not go to doctors or the hospital, and they could not, sometimes if they did get to a doctor or a hospital and could not get the relief that they sought, then they came to him and he first asked them, do you believe that you can be healed? And in only with their belief, it tied to the wisdom and knowledge that he had, being of Native American heritage, and using that plant technology that grew in his backyard, that he would then prepare something for them and that would give them the relief and the solution that they sought. I am the continuation of his work. I am his legacy. And through the knowledge that I received through my schooling, my education, and my training on into that natural wisdom that flows, ancestral wisdom that flows from him down to me, because yet I am his legacy, as well as the knowledge that I've received to get my certification in holistic health counseling and clinical nutrition, and that mother wit in working with a natural herbalist, that I also provide some relief and solutions to other people through my company, Freeality, a premium wellness experience that provides transformational wellness tools. And those transformational wellness tools, I gear them specifically to my fabulous women over 40 to help them maneuver midlife transitions with grace and ease and age with elegance. Okay, I'm sorry, let me turn this ringer off. Okay, very good. Okay, with grace and ease. Okay, with grace and ease. Retreat experiences, as well as transformational wellness programs. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started now that you know who I am. All right, so this is what we are going to do. And the reason I'm doing this is because, like I said, after the wonderful special, the Menopause Revolution that Oprah had last night, I woke up this morning to my group chat with my line sisters, and it was lit. It was lit. It was lit with questions, and that was cool. You know, there was some good information, but what do I need to do? What is going to help me? You know, the first step of healing, I say, is always awareness. Okay. But then we have to move to solutions, right? This is a conversation. And the thing about this midlife and menopause mastery, this conversation. So I was perimenopausal for years and did not know it. With all of my training, with all of my experience, people that I have treated as patients, as well as once I went to the holistic natural side, clients, and never received that part of the training and education about this transition, that menopause phase, the peri, the day that's menopause, and then postmenopause, which is forever, ever the rest of your life. Okay. And I remember, because I was living in New Orleans, that I would wake up around the same time every morning, about three something in the morning, and I would be sweating just here on my sternum. You'd be like, Dr. Michelle, don't use those big words, honey. Keep it simple for us. The sternum, the breastbone, honey, right here, the breastbone, okay? And I thought it was because I was just living in New Orleans. It's hot, okay? And it's hot a lot. But I also didn't have the same sexual desire. I also didn't have the same satisfaction with that. My mood was low. Now, some of these things were caused by chronic stress, but I did not know until I suffered with that for a good 4 or 5 years before I ever had my first hot flash. And here's the thing, I continued to have my cycles, and my cycles happened every month on time, every month, every between 28 and 30 days on time. So I did not know that I was in perimenopause until I had that hot flash. And then I didn't believe I had a hot flash until my good friend and business bestie, Dr. Mia Cowan of Me Bella Wellness Center in Birmingham, Alabama, who is gynecologist. She said, "Oh no, sis, that's a hot flash." I said, clutch my pearls, clutch my chest. And she said, "You don't have to do it like this." And I was like, let me think about it. Let me see. I'm not sure if I'm ready for some of the solutions that you're giving. And I was scared, as because she does hormone replacement therapy through bioidentical hormones. And I was scared because I have a very strong family history of breast cancer, both my mother and her sister. And I've heard people say that they are afraid. So that's what had me going down this journey to begin the research of the things that I didn't learn in medical school and through my training of what is this menopause and what are the symptoms. I know why it happens because I did learn that in school. I learned about the decrease in the estrogen, the decrease in the progesterone. I didn't learn about the testosterone as it relates to women. We have that too. All right. And so that's when I found out all these things, and I continue to research and study so that I can share that with you. Okay. Another reason why I decided to do this tonight is because I've heard some things from other health providers, both physicians, nurses, in whatever capacity, that they don't believe in hormone replacement therapy. I've heard people say that, just this morning, their doctor, they asked their gynecologist, test my hormones, and they refused. Ma'am. So we need to talk about this, and we need some help. So that is why I'm doing this on tonight. So this is what we are going to talk about today. I'm going to be discussing with you 5 ways to master the midlife transition and menopause, whichever phase that you're in, whether you're your menopause is only one day, or your postmenopause. Okay. Now, let me share this with you. I'm not sure if they said this on the summit last night or the special last night, that menopause is only that one day that you have not had a cycle for 12 consecutive months. That day, welcome to menopause, honey. Everything after that is considered postmenopause. All right. So my big P day, pause day, was 3 years ago. So now I have been postmenopausal for 3 years, and I will be forever, ever, and for the rest of my life. Now, because that has happened, it does not change the fact that my estrogen is down, my progesterone is down, my testosterone is down. So when I am not doing some of the things that I'm getting ready to share with you, I will have symptoms. I will have those symptoms of joint aches. I will have those symptoms of brain fog. I will have those symptoms of night sweats. I will have those symptoms of hot flashes. I will have those symptoms of palpitations. I will have those symptoms of restless leg syndrome. I will have those too. Okay. So here's the 5 things. The first thing that I want to share with you is about calming the chaos. And when I say calming the chaos, is all about releasing the stress, managing your emotions, those emotions of anxiety and baby child. Listen, I know it's at an all-time high. Indeed, I do. But managing the anxiety, managing the stress, managing the overwhelm. And I hate to say manage, in some instance, release it. Sometimes when you release things, honey, then in that release, that may include releasing some people or releasing some situations. Indeed, indeed. Okay. Studies show that chronic stress contributes to earlier onset of menopause symptoms, or that menopause phase, and can make those symptoms worse. So have you ever noticed, and let me know in the comments, have you ever noticed that maybe if you have to do a presentation, or you're really nervous or upset about something, that a hot flash will come? Indeed. Or your sleep is disturbed. Even with chronic stress, honey, that can happen. Your digestion is off. All right. So that is some of the symptoms of chronic stress. That's also some symptoms of menopause, with your digestion being off and changing. Okay. So the studies show that chronic stress contributes to an earlier onset of menopause and worsening symptoms. The studies also show that African American women are going into menopause earlier and earlier. Okay. I'm going to leave it there. Okay. So calming the chaos, whatever kind of modalities that you use. And right before I came on with y'all this evening, I was with one of the circle groups that I do motivational mindset and mindfulness for. And we were just talking about this. When things are going really good, then sometimes what happens is that you like, oh, well, I'm good. You don't adhere to the usual practices that you do to mitigate stress, living in gratitude, doing your affirmations, your meditation, whatever it is. Okay. And so that needs to be a part of your lifestyle, because you must calm the chaos in order to master this midlife and menopause situation. Okay, that's number one. The other thing, when I say menopause and midlife transitions are real, because for those of us who are over 40, we are considered the sandwich generation. And that is for those people who have children. You're becoming empty nesters, or you're becoming a grandparent for the first time, or your child is getting married. That's a transition in the family. We're also dealing with caring for our parents. Our parents are aging or have aged. Some of them have health problems. There's the dementia that is coming up, things like that. We are now being caregivers, and not just caregivers, but we are now being parent to our parent. That is a transition. And particularly if I know someone who their one parent was taking care of the other parent who had dementia, that caregiving parent suddenly passed. So that is multiple transitions of dealing with grief, dealing with the loss of your loved one, now having to care for a parent that before you were not the primary caregiver. Also dealing with the transition whenever someone passes in a family, the whole family goes through a transition of dealing with that missing link, so to speak. You then have to learn how to take, let's say y'all all link like this, and then one comes apart in the middle. You're no longer linked. You then have to discover ways to patch that together so that you can link once again. That's a transition. Okay. So all of these different midlife transitions, people now midlife transitions of retiring, midlife transition. You like, oh, I only have 5 years to go for full retirement. Now I don't even know if I'm gonna keep a job. They're having mass layoffs and eliminating positions and all of these things. That increases stress and anxiety. That is also going to affect your menopause symptoms. So, number one is calming the chaos. Number two is cleansing. So, research shows that when I talk about cleansing, it's springtime. So, this is an awesome time to get started. Okay. And so, with spring cleaning, both inside and out, studies show, you ever heard of endocrine disruptors? So, what endocrine disruptors are things, toxicity in the environment. And some of the toxicity in the environment, some places are more toxic than others, depending on where you live. Like I used to live in Louisiana. So, a certain area, what they call that? Petro Alley. I think that's what it's called. So certain cities and parishes, and for those of you who don't understand Louisiana culture, a parish would be considered like a county in other places. So in certain parishes that are close to the petroleum processing plants and companies and things, you go by there, you drive through there, the smell is horrible. It's overwhelming. Is in the air that you breathe constantly. That is an endocrine disruptor. Another thing that's endocrine disruptor, some plastics, some of the things, some of the chemicals that's in cosmetics, called phthalates. Okay, so I said plastics. More studies are coming out about how, there's class action lawsuits about perms. So women who perm their hair, higher incidence of cancer. Now there's studies out and research on, I think a class action lawsuit is coming up about synthetic hair, using that to adorn yourself with all these fly different hairstyles, carcinogens. So studies show that these endocrine disruptors are also contributing to worsening menopause symptoms as well as earlier onset. Now, I've had encounters with some women. They're like, well, Dr. Michelle, I'm not over 40. I'm not even 40 yet, but some of these things that you're talking about, I'm experiencing those. Okay. They're anywhere between 36 and 40 years old. Typically, is the age I'm encountering. And I'm like, well, honey, it sounds like you are. But to determine that, you need to see your primary care physician and you need to get your blood tested. Okay. You need to have your labs run to see where you are. See where you are with your FSH, your estrogen, your progesterone, your thyroid, all those things. Okay. So, endocrine disruptors. So, that is why cleansing is so important. And in that cleansing, first of all, we should be cleansing 4 times a year. And then that 4 times a year with the change of the seasons. When there's a change with the seasons, honey, there's a change in you, both emotionally, mentally. If you're in tuning and touching you, going with the flow of the earth, but also a changing you with your body. The needs that you had in December aren't the same needs that we have right now in April, on today. Okay. So, with the seasons, we should be cleansing. So that's why cleansing is so important and can also help you master this midlife and menopause um, transitions. Okay. So when you cleanse, what you're doing is you're decreasing your toxic load. And you can do that with many different methods. But if we incorporate some of those methods as part of our lifestyle, then on a daily basis, we can help counteract some of the toxic load that we encounter on a daily basis. All right. Now, it's more than just, I'm going to do a juice cleanse. That's wonderful. Do that. You can't live on juices for the rest of your life. All right. So that's why I'm saying incorporating it as part of a lifestyle. You still need fiber. Fiber is very important for your gut health. All right. So the next way to manage the master midlife transitions and menopause is through plant technology. And with that plant technology in particular, I'm talking about herbs, the herbal harmony. So y'all know that Frugality provides relaxing escape of wellness in the cup, the alchemy in the cup through these herbal tea blends. When people say, "Oh, you're the tea lady. Oh, I love your tea. Oh, I would love to taste your tea." I'm like, honey, it's not tea. It's a relaxing escape of wellness in the cup. It's a transformational wellness tool. And so that plant technology with every one of my blends, it's infused with the power of alchemy. I intentionally pick certain herbs. Well, actually, all of my formulas are divinely inspired. I'm in prayer or meditation, I'm in the shower, I'm driving, and then it's like a group of herbs will just come to me and it's like, put this together like this, and this. Then I go back and research. I'm like, oh, well, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. But all of the blends that Frugality has, except for one, have at least one ingredient in them that scientifically is proven to reduce stress. It either reduces anxiety or decreases the cortisol spike. Cortisol, that's stress hormone, or it is considered an adaptogen, and an adaptogen is a group or class of herbs that helps not only mitigate the stress response, but also helps protect the body from the adverse effects of chronic stress. Interestingly, some of the same symptoms of chronic stress are some of those same symptoms of perimenopause and menopause. Lord be. Okay. So, plant technology. So, for instance, one of the plant technologies that I really love to use that is also an adaptogen and also considered a phytoestrogen is turmeric. Now, turmeric is also a very powerful anti-inflammatory agent, and it helps support the immune system. So for those of you who live in Atlanta, I was just in Houston. They told me the pollen count is high there too, and people are experiencing symptoms. Those seasonal allergy symptoms, honey, that's an inflammatory response. All right. So you want to get an anti inflammatory to help mitigate some of those symptoms, to ease some of that congestion. And congestion, think of inflammation of the lining. When you try to blow your nose, or sometimes you put your head back and you see the light in there, and you can tell that the hole in your nose is not as large as it usually is, or one side is smaller than the other, honey, that's inflammation. That congestion, that's inflammation. So we want to relieve that inflammation. So turmeric also, like I said, is considered a phytoestrogen. Phytoestrogens are these elements, these foods, these different herbs that They do not contain estrogen, but they have some of their chemical makeup, have chemical structures that are very, very similar to the chemical structure of estrogen, and thus can bind to some of your estrogen receptors. Now, there's two different types of estrogen receptors, okay? There's estrogen receptor A and estrogen receptor B, but it leans more towards the A. Okay, so that is an example of the plant technology. And there's other various foods that you can eat that can help with that. See, here's the thing that I want you to remember, that we don't just do a one and done. Honey, it's not a magic wand. It's not a magic wand. I'm going to wave it, one thing, and poof, it's gone. No, baby child. That's not how that works. So, healing is like the layers of an onion. You get through one layer, and then there's another layer beneath it until you get to the core, the root of a problem, okay? The root cause of something. And here's the thing, sometimes, for those of you who cook, when you are cutting and you are chopping onions, you going through all those layers, it can make you cry. It can make your eyes water, but that is all right, because crying, honey, is a release. Crying is holy water. Crying is a type of purification, whether you are crying because a fleck of dust got in your eye, and that water, those tears are helping to try to purify and clear that dust particle from your eye. The same way that emotional tears are a release, honey, they are a release, because as you are crying from an emotional cry, some of your stress hormone is in some of those tears. So that's why it's a release. You ever been really sad about something? You have a good cry. I'm talking about a wailing cry. And you like, oh my goodness, I feel so much better afterwards. Indeed. That's what I'm speaking of. Okay. Next thing is, I talked about plant technology. Okay. Next thing is movement is my medicine. Okay. And what I say about that is, my grandmother, who lived to 103 years old, Martha Louise Black Jackson, may her soul rest in peace. She always used to tell me, I got to keep moving, Michelle. She had this little petty thing at her chair, and she would just sit there and pedal and pedal. She would get up and move and walk around, and she would do her toe touches and reach above her head and come down and all this. And she was doing this out of right 100 years old, because she said, you have to keep moving. She said, Michelle, when you keep moving, that's when you die. When you stop moving, that's when you die. That's what she told me. Okay. And movement is your medicine for a few different ways. First of all, with certain movement, then it can help decrease your stress. Now, last year, with this whole menopause phase and with stress, your girl gained 13 pounds. I gained 13 pounds. I have clothes I could not wear anymore. That's never in life happened to me. I have clothes from 30 years ago that I have been able to still wear. My fashion is timeless, honey. I don't go with the trends. I have my own fashion style. Okay. But I said, oh my God. I got on the scale. I said, where did this come from? My waist beads had broken, so I didn't have waist beads on, so I couldn't monitor. I wear yoga pants a lot of the times. A lot of the times. Can anybody relate to that? You wear yoga pants a lot, and then when you're trying to go out and be cute, next thing you know, honey, you like, oh my God, I can't zip this up. Oh my God, I can't even get this over my thighs. That was me. So, what contributed to my weight gain and not being able to fit my clothes? Number one was stress. I was helping to take care of my daddy. Oh, excuse me, child. Your girl's late. I was helping to take care of my daddy, and he lived in Indianapolis. So, going back and forth between Atlanta and Indianapolis, my daddy acting like a bad child. He was so stubborn. He wouldn't listen. And so I ate to as a form to escape. I was still drinking Reality, but I also had the three C's with it. That's Chick-fil-A, Anybody know me? What? You doing fast food? Carrot cake with cream cheese icing and chips. And last thing I know, I did not own the scale in my house. I hopped on the scale and I was 153 pounds. Girl, what? Actually, that means I gained more than 13 pounds because the last time I had weighed myself, I was more at like 137. So with the movement, I committed to, because people make you think that, oh, once you in this menopause phase and your hormones drop, this little kangaroo pouch, that's just what you're supposed to have for the rest of your life. I rebuke that. That it doesn't have to be that way. When you use that plant technology, when you calm the chaos, when you do cleansing, then you can release some of that. You can release some of that. So I will tell you that some pants I couldn't zip up a month ago, baby child, I was able to zip them up. Could I bend in them yet? Not yet. I couldn't bend in them, but at least I could zip them up when before I had a gap this high. Indeed, amen. But it was from movement. So I have committed to some type of movement at least 3 days a week. And the other thing that contribute, and so I've slimmed down. And the other thing that has contributed to that is the type of movements that you do, weight bearing exercise, things like that. Okay, I'm a swimmer, so I've committed to swimming. It's a full body exercise. I'm getting my cardio. I have on sleeves so you can't see my arms. Like, the older women, they have that flapping in the wind, honey. No, ma'am, I had said I never want that to happen. So movement is my medicine. So not only like today, I've felt like I just need some clarity on some things. So what did I do? I went outside and walked. And I can do that even with all of this pollen because the cars are yellow. My deck is yellow. I had an Amazon delivery that was on the porch. It's yellow. The package is yellow from all the pollen because of that there turmeric, okay, and my release and relieve blend, all right? So it elevates your mood. You get outside, whatever your movement is for your mood, also for navigating, getting clarity through midlife transitions, getting clarity of the next step that you need to take, and managing your parents, your children, your job, your household, your community, all those things that we women take on, right and right. But also it helps slimming. So that's what am I on? 1, 2, 3, um, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And next, lastly, is the fifth way to master midlife transitions and menopause is support. You're not heavy. You're my sister. Okay. And you do not have to suffer in silence, and you don't have to do it alone. So, for our 30th year anniversary of my line sisters, we got together and we do what sisters do. We talk. And I love the safe, supportive, and sacred space and the bond that we had because we were able to talk about some of the things that we are dealing with on a physical level that maybe sometimes, you don't necessarily want to talk to. Some people sometimes feel apprehensive even talking to their physicians about it. And I told one of my line sisters, we all just talking. I'm like, she said, I got this, and this. I'm like, girl, you don't have to do it like that. It doesn't have to be that way. And because of what we all share together with that support and that sisterhood, she was able to find a solution. Actually, two of them actually three of them find a solution and they feel like themselves again, or maybe even better. Maybe even better. See, magic happens when women come together. But when women come together, it has to be a safe space. It has to be supportive. It has to be real and authentic. You have to feel like you're seen, like you're heard, like your feelings and your opinions are important and valid in order for you to feel emotionally safe to open up. Because then when you feel emotionally safe to open up, then you can express what's really going on and then discover that you're not alone and someone is the answer to your prayer in that room. Someone is the balm to your sore. Someone is the methylate to your cut. Okay, someone is the light to the darkness of the confusion of not knowing. All right, and all right. So support. The other thing that happens with that support when women come together is pure magic. Because in that way, when women come together and there's support and it's safe, then we begin to pour into each other. We begin to love on each other. We begin to listen to one another. We begin to give wisdom and gem nuggets. Okay, wisdom gems and wisdom nuggets to each other. And scientifically, that's called tend and befriend. Tend and befriend. And in the tend and befriend, um, then what happens is that, look over here, what happens is that the sympathetic nervous system, that fight or flight, that stress response begins to lower, and the parasympathetic begins to activate, that rest and digest, that calm begins to happen. And so those are the five elements. Those are the five elements that can help you master these midlife transitions and these menopause symptoms. All right. Now, as far as you can find solutions in all of that. All right. And I will say this because I want you to be encouraged that if you've talked to people and they say, oh, well, I tried this, and then you go try it and it doesn't work, just know that everybody's journey is unique and every day is a different day. How I felt yesterday or what I experienced yesterday with symptoms or just my overall mood, honey, today is a different day and it may be different. I.e., for instance, joint pains, joint aches, and I do not have arthritis. I can have it on a Saturday in my right wrist, and then on a Wednesday, it can be in my left knee. Every day is a different day, okay? So here's the thing. I have worked with women not only to help them mitigate stress and get some relief from uh, from the anxiety of some of these midlife transitions and grief. I have helped women who have had digestive changes due to stress and also this menopause phase get some solutions and some relief through some of the modalities that I offer to them through herbs, through food, through mindfulness based exercises and strategies and programs that I have and retreat experiences that I have. I have helped women who have been experiencing um, intense feelings of stress and grief from changes that have occurred in their life, gain understanding and feel more calm and feel more present. As a matter of fact, right before I got on with you today, I helped two women that were experiencing, one was experiencing stress because she's a government employee. She doesn't know. She doesn't know from day to day. She says she just saw people come in on Friday, do a whole work day, get their work done at the conclusion of the day, say, we no longer need you. Don't come back on Monday or the day or the week or the month or the hour after that. Your time here is done. And at the conclusion of our call, she found some relief. She had a strategy to face work tomorrow and feel good about it. So, will you be the next testimony? Will you be the next testimony that after working with Dr. Michelle, I never thought that a good night's rest was possible and I got my rest. After working with Dr. Michelle, my mind was all over the place. I'm an entrepreneur. It's hard for me to focus, and we're always working. And then the next thing I know, I'm lasered in and I'm so productive in a shorter amount of time. The brain fog, honey, the light has started shining and the fog lifted. Will you be the next testimony? If so, that's why I invite you and I created the Women's Wellness Reset. And the reason why, because honey, let me tell you something with the with a reset that we all need. We need to reset our peace. We need to reset our power. We need to reset our time. We need to reset our cup that has been empty. All right. And something for those of you who knocking on the door of 50 or are already there, I feel like this is the most powerful time in my life. The amount of confidence and clarity when I'm doing what I need to do so the fog doesn't come on my brain. The confidence and clarity and the power that I feel in this position like a true queen, a true goddess is unmatched. I have never felt like this in my life. And you talk about age with elegance, baby child, I have aged backwards. I'm gonna have to show y'all a picture of me from like 6 years ago. You're like, child, that's not you. Indeed, it is. Come closer. Look at me. I'm 53. This isn't your regular 53. This isn't your fatigued 53. This isn't your sluggish 53. This isn't your sleepless night 53. This isn't your hot flash 53. This isn't your loss of libido 53. This isn't your lack of sexual desire 53. This isn't your hair thinning 53. This is not your joint aching 53. This is not your arthritis 53. Honey, this is a women's wellness reset. This is reality 53. And I feel amazing and vibrant and energized and confident and sexy, and I've slimmed down the minnow belly. It's all of that. That is the Women's Wellness Reset. And why is the Women's Wellness Reset important? Because it's time to reset. It's time to reset your mind, and then the body will follow. And you don't have to do it alone, because in the Women's Wellness Reset, there's a community of sisters who are waiting for you, who are ready for you, who say, hey, sis, these are the tests you need to have your doctor order for you. Hey, sis, I found some other information, some research, so you can make an informed decision. Hey, sis, this is what you can eat that's going to help you feel better throughout the day. It's going to help you not feel bloated. It's going to help you not have that reflux. Hey, sis, this is the herb in the tea that you can drink to eliminate those hot flashes. Hey, sis, this is who you can go talk to and be referred to get that procedure to knock all of that out. Hey, sis, this is the person that I found that can help you with that. That's what the Women's Wellness Reset is all about. And the Women's Wellness Reset is super simple, because how you feel today is not how you will feel 6 weeks from now. Picture this. You go to sleep at night and you wake up in the morning, you feel rested, and you're like, oh my goodness, I didn't wake up hot. Oh my goodness, I didn't wake up and have to change my pajamas and my sheets. The Women's Wellness Reset, picture this. You meet every week and you get a nugget that you can implement immediately, and then you feel desirable again, and you feel desired, and your desire has come back. You feel like a teenager again, or maybe even more. Your libido has been lifted. Why the Women's Wellness Reset? Because you are worth it. You are deserving. And you just need to be reminded every day. Why the Women's Wellness Reset? Because in 6 weeks, this is what it looks like. It looks like you wake up feeling refreshed. It looks like the people on your job where there's been fear and anxiety, and that has not changed, but you have changed. You feel confident. You feel clear. You have a goal. You have a focus. You have a strategy. You have a plan. Why the Women's Wellness Reset? Because after 6 weeks, you have a plan on exactly what you can eat, how you can eat, and you no longer eat on the run and feel bloated and gassy and reflux afterwards. That's why the Women's Wellness Reset. Now, in this 6 week reset, you have 2 1-on-ones with me, so you get a customized clarity session with me twice. Every week we meet together as a group. Every week you get your mastery session. We cover the things on the herbal harmony. We cover the things on the creating your ritual reset. Every day you should experience pleasure in some way, shape, or form. And in that every day, with that ritual reset, it's like drop by drop, you are pouring back into your cup until after a drop becomes a pour, a steady drip, and then a stream until the next thing you know, your cup is overflowing. You can't always get away for a vacation and vacation from your life. But every day you can create a ritual reset that brings you back to center, that brings you back to you, so that you not only recognize the woman that you see in the mirror, but you like what you see. Now, if that's all there was with the 2 1-on-ones with me, with the weekly group coaching and accountability, with the weekly mastery sessions, would that be worth it? Would it be? Is $597 worth it alone for you to feel like yourself, to want to have sex again with your spouse, and the sex feel good again? Okay, would that be worth it? The greatest stress reliever. Amen. Would it be worth it? Yes, yes. But add on some more bonuses. Also, in the Women's Wellness Reset, you get the weekly guided meditations. People often say, honey, I just feel better. Listen to you talk. Can you just talk to me just for 5 minutes? Or I just hopped on this session because I just want to hear your voice, because your voice is so soothing. Yes, weekly. You get that with a guided meditation. And also, as a bonus, with a $97 value alone, is your entry to the Sip and Soothe for the Soul. That is a in-person event that is intimate gathering, heartfelt conversations for women with brunch bites. Now, you know me. If anybody knows me, you know I love food and love to cook. So it's not just bites. It's really more like a meal with reality cocktails, mocktails, but most importantly, you being seen and heard, to have an issue to bring before your sisters, your sacred support. And we give you the strategies, and sometimes people write it down. They're like, I'm going to cast this and burn it in the fire, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. This is dead and gone. I am free. I have regained a feather back in my wings so I can fly and spread my wings and soar and lift. Yes, that is a bonus. And a bonus, would that be worth it to you, is, I should have gone to get it. Oh, it's packaged up. Is the Release Age with Ease Menopause Support Blend. That comes with it. And bonus. You get an exclusive discount and priority to the Soulful Awakened Weekend. It's a weekend retreat with a gathering of goddess to reclaim your goddesshood, your goddess position up in the Georgia Blue Ridge Mountains. All of that together worth more than $597 to get your life back. Not just get your life back, create a new, more exciting, wonderful life. Body, soul, and mind. A mind, body, soul, holistic journey. So I invite you to that. And to get started, all you have to do is go to freealitywellness.com. I'm going to try to type it in the comments. I have to cut my, I have to put my what's it called on, my glasses, so I can't see the phone and things. Freealitywellness.com. Freealitywellness.com. I would be honored and it would be a joy to assist you on this transformational journey. And it's a magical journey, and we can master it together because I sure am living my reality 53, almost 54 life. But yes, thank you so much. It's been a joy to be with you today. I want to leave you with a couple of things, a bonus nugget. Sisters, women, programs, funding for research that concerns women and our health and wellness is being cut or has already been cut in some areas. We cannot put our health, wellness, well-being in other people's hands. It is not their responsibility. The responsibility is yours, mine, ours, and ours alone. And so, with that being said, it is time to take control. It's time for the reset. It is time to take control. It's time for a reset. And it starts with being informed, and then the next step is support to the solutions. Do your research. Reach out to me. Ask me questions. Enroll in the Women's Wellness Reset to get all the things, all the tools, all the sessions, all the master classes, all the one-on-one customized for you, a plan just for you. So when you do go to your doctor, you will be informed. You'll know the questions to ask. You'll know the tests to ask for. And you'll also know that if I'm not being served in the way that I need to be, that I can move on to someone else. When my line sister told me that her doctor would not test something that she requested, her hormone levels, I said, oh no, ma'am, you got to get a new doctor. And I know some good ones, okay? Or I hear women that their doctors just poo-poo them off. They complain about these symptoms. Some have told me that their doctor said, oh no, you're not in menopause. You're not perimenopause, or you're too young, or that's not part of menopause, Or I don't believe in hormone replacement therapy. So what, I'm just going to sit here and suffer? No, ma'am. It doesn't have to be that way. And you don't have to do it alone. We're waiting for you. Let me open up my arms like a hug and welcome you to the Women's Wellness Reset. Thank you. I appreciate you. I thank you. I'm proud of you of being here with me. Oprah's session was great, but sometimes you need people that's a little closer to home, that you know, that you like, that you trust, to guide you on this journey. Remember, you are the captain of your ship. You're the leader. You choose your team, your crew to be on board with you. And that's part of your wellness team. All the wellness, not just health, the wellness for your emotional wellness, your physical wellness, your spiritual wellness, your financial wellness, your social wellness, your mental wellness, all of that. You decide who you want to invite to be part of your crew, and then you steer the ship to the sunny shore. All right. This has been lovely. Thank you so much for being here. And to the replay viewers, make sure if you watched on replay that you put replay below. And also let me know where you tuned in from. And I will see you in the Women's Wellness Reset. It's Dr. Michelle like Obama, Clay like Cassius. Be well, do something well and wonderful for yourself. And I'll see you soon. Mwah! Bye, y'all.